pretty grim at that point. I think their chances start to look really bad.
Yeah, and obviously with the ascendancy of Talon, it's looked much like that's the way the series and the season would go. But right now they find themselves an opening onto Gabby, has Feast skilled and nowhere else to go. Sick Charge is barely keeping himself alive. Gabby, oh wait, what? Okay, at the rage. Yep. It looked like he like zigzagged a little bit.
I guess maybe he thought he needs to fog. I think Tim's was always going to be able to chase him down.
Okay.
With the 290 movement speed. I mean, lifesteal's 320, so maybe I couldn't really tell.
Yeah. Well, regardless, a first blood opportunity 7 minutes earlier, I think, than we got last time. Which, you know, it's always good to see.
True. Oh man, this is going to be a happy Tim's Rubik in this top lane now. With that first blood gold, he's bringing out stick, tangos, mangoes. He's got it all. So this top lane's going to start to look really good for his game.
Down bottom in the meantime, Jackie taking a bit of a punishment there. He got disposed and Cuckoo's just spamming into him. Already the Venomous Gale up and online. This is going to be something to watch for. You did mention the Rubik being a nice answer for the Veno being able to steal those Plague Wards later. But it still can be very annoying to deal with, you know, the big ultis, all the slowdown stuff that they've got going, even as the Kunkkas. Yopaj just facing off against Carl in the mid lane.
Yeah. I don't think you really care too much when you're playing Veno if there's Rubik on the other team. It's definitely annoying when he's stealing your like level 4 wards and defending towers, but the purpose of the Veno is much more about giving this Ursa the roughest lane possible and just really controlling this bottom lane. So, and that's something I think he should succeed in, particularly with a Marci. This lane just sounds good.
Yeah. Got to be careful.
Yeah. Very low.
Although the overextension, this might be a dead Mushi, as they will try and punish the old man. Jackie slowed down, could go for a deny here. Gotta be careful. Do they want to do it? Mushi actually looks like he's going to be able to get out of this with only the 1 point in Gale. It won't be enough.
Yeah, it looks like a bit of just miscommunication between the two Boom players in this safe lane. Mushi took a lot more damage than he probably should have. And I think he thought maybe Jackie was going to chase with him, but Jackie didn't have the mana for the Earth Shock, so he was just, you know, he's just chilling in creeps, doing carry things. But not the end of the world. This lane still looks okay for them for now, but that's going to, I feel like, change very quickly as Veno gets levels.
We just saw there in the mid as well, Carl doing that play. We've seen a couple of times now where you TP after taking one of the bounty runes and then gets the other one as well. So no bottle refill for Yopaj.
At least it looks like Yopaj is fine with that. He buys some extra tangos for himself just to help with the sustain, but he may be just telling his supports like, I'm going to need a 4-minute rune. You miss a 2-minute water rune, there's also 3-minute bounty runes. Like, there's so many options for a hero like Kunkka who can push out the wave. It means grabbing a bounty rune isn't that inconvenient.
Right. Also has the XTP home if things get really dicey. So stuff to watch for there. And at least at the early going, you can see that lane-wise, the Lifestealer is sort of... Actually, it's really just the Mars that's sort of top of the CS in terms of these side lanes, being able to put some good pressure there onto Gabby. 18-3.
Yeah, dude, FBC Mars is it's coming back. You know, Mars is a hero. It just feels like, you know, we can get some small nerfs, and there'll be other heroes that come into favor in the off lane, but then suddenly teams are like, wait a second, let's go back to playing Mars. This hero's still good. Like, it still does everything it used to do, just maybe slightly weaker on some of his spells, but you've got a guy like FBZ who's just so good in this hero, and a team like Boom who are so good at playing around these team fighting off laners. You know, they're going to find a lot of success.
Jackie tries to jump away, but 2 points up in Gale. Maybe going to go for a deny here on Mushi. Does he get it?
He's going to leave him.
No. Okay.
Tower is under attack.
Just gets brought down.
Yeah, it looked like he decided not to deny, and he had double ring, the regen plus the health, so maybe he thought he could regen through it and just miscalculated. Then it did have 2 points in Gale, which is a pretty big, you know, the damage tick triples from level 1 to level 2, so maybe he just didn't realize it was level 2 Gale.
Yeah. Well, that is a nice kill down bottom, what you would anticipate from this type of a lane. And now Mushi trying to go on to Zephyr. Does have to dispose ready. Cuckoo down low as well. And it looks like they're going to not go for any more here.
Not the worst bottom lane so far. Like, Ursa did get forced into this kind of unorthodox build, but usually when Jackie plays this, Ursa goes Battle Fury anyway, so rushing the Ring of Health to go with the Ring of Regen, not like the most suboptimal build. But this lane's going to get much trickier. Like, level 4 Venom now, so 2 points in the Poison Sting and the Gale. This is where I feel like this lane starts to get really unplayable. Unless you can, like, get a TP rotation from someone like Rubik.
Right. Mushi, in the meantime, is going to get chased down here. They had that ward just now expiring and will find him. Spose back, Mushi going to die, and that is the earn charge as well. So now a third tick of DOT coming in for Cuckoo.
Yeah, that's really nice, getting that earn charge right away. Uses one on himself, but now he still has the one extra to use offensively. He's going to make sure that he uses it and gets a kill so we can get another double charge going. This Ursa may just be forced in the jungle pretty early on here. Or we're going to have to see some kind of rotation. That's the one thing. The weakness of the Venom offlane is always the rotation potential. Punk is, you know, level 6, so there is potential for a TP in, or Yopaj with a power rune can make that move.
Yopaj doesn't get a rune. It actually spawns down bottom. It's going to be an illusion. You can see Cuckoo playing a little bit more safe since he knows that Marci is left. Zephyr heading towards that mid lane. And both side lanes from Boom sort of in a delicate position here. See if FBZ getting closer to that level 5 can make some type of a play happen, or if he just wants to keep farming and stay in this lane. It's Gabby.
Yeah. Probably depends a bit. I guess, yeah, he could theoretically be the one to make the move onto the Venom bottom. Instead, bottom, yep.
Under attack.
Jackie,
he has got his TP, but he's holding Dispose. Smart of Zephyr not to use this Dispose until they've guaranteed the kill.
Radiant's
and that is going to continue to happen until Ursa gets level 6, which is a ways away. Man, level 4 on the bear. What we thought might be a problem has happened. Mid lane, Carl's been able to take a slight lead over Yopaj, although both of them have their ultis now.
Rune of Illusion.
I think at this point, Ursa, I would say just needs to reconsider going to this bottom lane. He's going to TP back in, but if he's going bottom lane, he needs to be communicating with Mars and Kunkka and have one of those two ready to TP if he gets gone on. Like, that's how you punish this Venom, but Venom's got the range drop, he's doing everything. Venom probably knows there's maybe a gank coming his way.
Right. And playing it a little bit safe. Dire actually scan and see that Kunkka's up top farming these stacks here.
Smart scan. Because, you know, he's off the map. You're worried he might be ganking the side lanes, but they get that read that he's just jungling it up with a stack there.
And with that, they will keep pressure down bottom. There is Tim's in the area as well. He's going to stack up some jungle also. And Zephyr making the move over to try and secure the 8-minute rune. Carl is there. Ooh, misses on the chains actually.
Tower is under attack.
And it is going to be an arcane rune bottled up by Yopaj now.
Carl, yeah, the maxed out Flame Guard, he's pretty unkillable. The combo is just not going to be doing enough damage to bring him down. They go on Cuckoo bottom. He's being caught out alone, yeah.
And no way out of that. Fairy Fire tries to walk away, getting over towards Zephyr. The slowdown is there, and has an earn afterwards. Jackie turning. Cuckoo, oh, he gets the sound broken. Ooh, the vision in the area. Carl right on top of Mushi, going in for the final touch. Does he have enough for the kill? Tries to fog it out, manages to get away, and that's going to be an earn charge picked up as well. But in the end, the boat coming out might be enough to take down Zephyr. Tim's chased a little bit further by Carl. Jackie lived through it all. So it ends up being support for support. Yep, not bad.
Man, Cuckoo failed with like 10 health. I don't think, I mean, he knows there's a ward there now, but yeah, he was not expecting to get his south canceled. It's almost like he didn't realize Mushi was just on him, right-clicking away.
Nice play there to steal the bounty rune.
Yeah.
He does have Remnant and not quite enough mana to get out to it, but yeah, he's good.
Back to mid lane he goes. He might get a bottle refill here. Yep.
Nice.
Just in time for the Zephyr TP, and yeah, Carl's in a really good position to have a very active game here. Cuckoo's staying alive in the bottom lane mid. He's got to finish his treads. He's leveling up the Plague Wards now, so not going all in, and they're finding kills in mid. Dive on Tim's. Easy snipe there. Nice. There's just so much activity available to T1 when you've got this Marci plus Ember who both had this good start. Just completely different draft to game one. They can actually make plays here.
Unfortunately, it's going to be the one that gets jumped on now by Boom, so they'll make a play on that Venomancer. Like you said, these rotations are key to shutting down that oppressive feeling that you get in a Veno lane. And that's buying a lot of space for Jackie. This is exactly what Boom need to do.
Yeah, you got to try and punish anytime he gets left alone there.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
Hop rune and
Lift, jump forward, finds one. Tim's in some trouble. He's going to go down again.
all of that just they don't want Carl getting these runes, and you know Kunkka does end up getting the invis rune, but he's just going to use that to refill his ball and keep on farming. Carl now 3-0 with another kill to his name. He's hit level 9 as well. Just feeling like a really good game. There's just not many things to threaten him, at least not at this stage. Not maybe until Mars gets a blink dagger for that initiation.
And look at this too. I mean, feeling that confident, he's going to stay in this mid lane and keep the catapult alive. So with this 10-minute mark, they're actually getting some pretty good pressure onto this tower here, and actually finding Mushi on the back lines. Carl keeping him over there, stealing chains, and they force the multiple rotations.
This is the strength of the Flame Guard build, because you know there's a lot of variation with what build Ember goes. With the Flame Guard, you're just super survivable. He can farm behind the tower. 400, basically he's got an extra 400 health with that magic absorb, and it just meant that he can really pressure that tier 1 mid. Only gets it down to half health, but it's still some good damage. But more importantly, it's that forced rotation. By bringing heroes mid, it means Cuckoo is not getting pressured and gank bottom, because that's kind of what, you know, there's this kind of tug of war between both bottom and mid, where if you leave Cuckoo alone, they're going to go and gank him unless you're pressuring mid lane at the same time.
Well, Cuckoo now has his ulti available. He's going to start dropping down these plague wards and hoping to catch somebody. They do connect with the scan. Ember and Warlock right behind with 3 points in Fatal Bonds. They're going to send in Zephyr to start. Dispose afterwards. Big goal down. And then the combo coming out afterwards with the boat, but will it be enough? They still have to be careful. Veno has ulti available. FBZ going to find Cuckoo. Connects on both of them. Tim's steals the Gale. Cuckoo will drop. But Gabby looking for the run now down on FBZ. This is looking pretty solid for T1 after losing a couple of heroes. They're going to take down 3 themselves.
Yeah, I like this. I mean, both Gabby and Jackie, what I liked about both these character plays is they're so good at showing up to these early fights. Like, Lifestealer just TP's in there. Like, yeah, he's a level 9 Lifestealer. He only has phase boots, but he just sees this big fight going down and knows that bottom lane's a good place for him to be anyways. Like, he can take over the farm, he can pressure the tier 1 tower, use the enemy jungle. But T1 just were ready for that fight with numbers. Like, Marci willing to just throw her life away to make sure that they get a good chaotic offering, and T1 did a great job following it up. It does cost them, you know, a couple of lives of their own, but it does feel like in the end they're the ones who are going to walk away with the win because of, you know, their core staying alive. They don't really lose any of their big heroes other than Cuckoo, who I feel like, you know, he got his job done. He got his spells off, then he goes down.
Right. That's my favorite part about playing Veno. Just run it, die, whatever. I got my ulti off, who cares?
Man, there's a lot of stacks, by the way. T1 farming it up.
I mean, Yopaj is going to be taking this to try and finish off his BKB.
Both sides of the stacks.
Yeah, that's a good point. Yeah, taking the other angle there, Carl. Interesting. So yeah, a couple of early BKBs being built, and on the meantime, Jackie getting towards the Battle Fury. You gotta imagine he's going to be able to farm more efficiently. Going for the Maelstrom.
Yeah, it seems like a game where Lifesteal is just trying to not go, I mean, just not obviously a Battle Fury hero, but he's going to come online maybe a little bit faster than the Ursa, who, with Battle Fury, like, you're not ready to fight with Battle Fury.
Right. It's a much later timing for sure.
Yeah.
So very little separating the two teams at the moment, though, and they're still just trying to keep these towers alive. Cuckoo now taking over the jungle a little bit as he tries to finish off the Spirit Vessel.
Be a really nice pickup for them. Playing into the Wyvern, good against Ursa potentially in some ways, just to keep on kiting him with all the damage over time. But both teams happy to kind of play things a bit more passively. You kind of mentioned all these early BKBs. It's just going to really limit, like, you know, Kunkka just loses all his early game kill threat when BKBs come out. And similarly, T1, like, Ember and Veno just can't do quite as much against these BKBs.
Under attack.
Both teams at the same time, they both have good carries. Like, if you go to these late game, these carries aren't afraid of BKBs. Ursa, Lifestealer can do all these sustained damage through them. Come T1.
They find one. Jackie afterwards has Enrage, ready to go. They chase for any more. Golem down, Enrage immediately out. And looking for the follow-up, they get the kill. Cuckoo's still coming in afterwards. Their own fatal bombs the creep wave. FBZ shows up, but Zephyr gets saved by the Infest at the last second. With the bold follow-up, Yopaj with a double kill. Oh, he's feeling himself a little bit there as they take down the carry. So 2 for 3 again. Another slight favor for T1. Yopaj salvaging that.
Yeah. And Ember having a DD just meant they could just keep on kind of doing this sustained damage. That Sleight of Fist just ripping through them. But luckily they do end up killing the Lifestealer towards the end of the fight. Yopaj and FBZ with a great arena coming out from his Mars to kind of lock everyone in place.
Here's the replay of it, yeah. Getting very close, and as you mentioned, that DD allowing them to get that kill onto Jackie.
Dire are scanning.
So much damage. You know, it felt maybe a little early to use the rock. It was basically to bait out the Enrage. Like, Ember didn't want to use Searing Chains when he has Enrage there, but I think it maybe would have gone a bit better if Whitemon was a little bit more patient there.
We'll see if he makes that happen in the next couple of fights that we're going to be seeing. Likely for T1, you wait around that rock timing and maybe some other stuff can happen with Ember sort of poking and prodding. But on the other side, boom, they finished the Battle Furies. Jackie ready to start accelerating his farm clearing through these camps as quick as possible. And we'll see if they decide to go for a Roche on the earlier side, but they're keeping a Plague Ward in there just to keep eyes on it.
Very even game too. And like Ursa's got himself a game despite the rough lane against the Venomancer, but at the same time I feel like Lifestealer is not just keeping up in farm, he's ahead, and like Lifestealer has ways to play into the Ursa. The evasion talent plus going for the halberd, which is, you know, the typical build that you see on Lifestealer against Ursa, means like Ursa at some point is going to have to maybe itemize into an MKB. He's going to need a BKB so he doesn't get halberded. It's a very annoying hero to play into because it's not easy to build into that MKB, particularly with the Battle Fury. Like, you don't want to go all in on... You need some defensive kind of utility items on Ursa, not just damage.
Right. Yeah, he needs that for sure. We do see now with the Blink Dagger ready on FBZ. They got to be careful though. They don't know about the rest of these heroes. Mushi found right at the start. Yopaj going to be slowed down by the Gale. Gabby moves in. Winter's Curse still ready, looking for an opening, but it's not there. And Tim's has to get the hell out of there. That was the BKB used for the Ember, as FBZ is going to TP out afterwards.
Oh, he's rotated now back to the mid lane. Once Jack here also to fight over this rune.
Nice catch there. Okay. Oh man, arena down, well played. And I don't think that the rest of T1 can chase this. Big kill.
FBZ. What a find. I don't know how Carl managed to pick up that rune right in front of the Ursa there, but either way, meant that he got speared onto it. It was almost like a little bait from FBZ to give him the rune, but line up the perfect spear. Going mid. No BKB. He used it top.
Has to be careful. They already have the Spirit Vessel. Zephyr, the turnaround. The boat is there, though. That stops the action. Although Yopaj is still burning down. I think he still dies to this. Getting very low as the run buff is going to wear off. No, not enough. Not enough. Run buff lasted long enough.
Yeah. He was going to get down to... I mean, he used bottle charges, but he would have been on like 1 health there after the run buff ended, but luckily no poison lingered long enough, and T1 will use this moment of reprieve to take this mid T1 tower, but a very good sequence for Boom there, getting out after getting the kill on the Ember. You do have to get with the mid T1 tower, but that's just the cost of using some of their key spells. Alright, wow. Cuckoo.
Underneath, they get the wards. Cuckoo goes the Gale, and immediately will be brought down afterwards. So good spear. FBZ, he's stepping up in this game. He is looking very good on this Mars.
Yeah. And that's what they need. I think you kind of touched on it a bit at the start. Like, you know, an Ursa can have a rough game and be forced to play catch-up, but they need these other players like Yopaj and FBZ to really step it up and have big games, and that's exactly what we've seen so far. Yopaj has been pretty flawless, 6-0 and 2. FBZ's been hitting amazing spears in arenas, keeping Boom in this game.
And now moving in to take the tower. FBZ looking for the back line, finds it, jumps for Zephyr. Whitemon, no ulti, so they don't need to deal with the Warlock at all. In the meantime, though, trying to TP out with Mushi, he does manage to escape. No way to break it. As Carl not going to connect with those chains onto TPing out Hero, but he finds Yopaj here, actually. That's a force to pop the BKB himself. Just try and get out of there. Boat down afterwards. Does have Enrage, or rather Rage, but won't use it. So boom, another tower.
Yeah, they get the tower, they kill some supports. Again, it's FBZ, just finds a good arena initiation. It's only the supports, but I think he knows, like, their goal there is to take that mid tier 1 tower. So killing these supports means T1 aren't really able to fight. He gets a second support kill on the way out. And once that Marci just represents so much of their disable and lockdown. Other than Marci, there's just the Searing Chains, and like you kind of mentioned the fight, like Carl couldn't connect with the main fight. He was on the Kunkka, and he can't kill a Kunkka by himself. Kunkka's always been at a BKB. It's just super tanky, so the fight just didn't quite sync up the way it was supposed to on the T1 side.
Now seeing the kind of timing that they have with a couple of different heroes. They're gonna have 2 halberds completed for T1, which will be obviously really good against the Ursa, but need to be wary of the fact he's got his BKB done, and another one that we talked about earlier on Yopaj. There's gonna be a window here where Boom are looking very strong. So let's see what T1 decide to do. They're going to try and come in before that, have 4 heroes smoked up heading into the triangle. Can they do a catch on to anybody? It doesn't look like it. Jackie's hiding away.
That was kind of you.
Well, and even if you do manage to find him, he's always got that BKB. H1's Marci is just, you know, Marci's their only stuff. Ember's control, but it's control you can always BKB off, so I don't think you have the ability to burst people during just a Marci disposed. At least not these cores. Supports, sure.
Yeah, and Mushi is going to get killed there. So,
yep,
forcing him back, not bad.
I think realistically, the supports are your top targets. Like these 3 cores on the Radiant side are all 2k plus health. 2 of them have BKBs.
Radiant's
FBZ halfway to 1, so you've got to deal with these supports because stuff like Winter's Curse and the Rubik with, you know, telekinesis and his spell steal, what could win through these team fights. So as much as possible, Ember, Marci, these heroes want to just kill, make sure that you deal with this Wyvern.
Yeah, Wyvern's the key hero. It's going to be TPing out to the tier 2 tower while the rest of the 4 get together on Boom, looking to take a fight. Gabby could be their target. Do they jump right onto him? Marci's there, Cuckoo as well. All of them scouted. There is great vision here from T1, and they're looking to back away from this fight. And it looks like with that, just retreat back to farm.
Yep. Does seem like they're happy just to, you know, kind of play that slight economy game. As long as you can see where the enemy are and know where you can farm safe on the map, and you want to keep Boom out of this room. They've got the Ursa. You do not want to give them an easy free Roshan.
Plague wards around. FBZ maybe anticipating that a Roche fight could be going on here themselves. Yopaj is going to have the DD popped. Mushi tries to walk up, scouts out the ward with the Plague Ward, and will start to deward it. But in the meantime, I mean, they're just positioning around each other.
Yep. Very much one of these kind of standoffish games where both teams are going to be like battling over vision, really trying to control the Roche area.
Catch right at the start. They got him. Can't get inside. Zephyr is supposed, but he gets the BKB. Winner's Curse afterwards, but no damage. Great ward in the area. They have to be careful. They're all fatal bonded together. Boat is going to go out now. So the slow continues. Yopaj finds the kill onto Marci. Clean as can be.
They get the Ember out of there, but it's A little costly. It was like the chaotic offering was less about turning the fight around and more just about saving the Ember's life there. See how risky this game can be for the Ember on the front lines there. One telekinesis just sets up the Mars combo with the Kunkka fall off, and if not for the Warlock, he just dies in that kind of chain stun. They don't have any other save that they can really rely on. Like, Dispose can kind of work, but it's just not reliable.
It's true. A big issue for him. You are seeing Lifestealer get a little bit stronger there in the mid lane, give a bash onto Kunkka. They will deward that one placed up on the high ground there as well. But it feels like a holding pattern that's consistently slightly favoring Boom. They're getting into these next items now, and it's looking pretty good for them at the back of Jackie.
They're just, you know, that little bit more efficient when it comes to farming. Battle Fury, Ursa, Kunkka, you know, Tidebringer, built-in cleave. And yeah, Lifesteal's gone for this Maelstrom to give him some farming ability, but he hasn't been able to keep up with the Ursa, who's now almost 2,000 gold ahead of him. So despite Lifesteal having the much better start, it has not stayed that way.
Tim's lift into Spear, Arena down. Gabby tries to get out, has the infest, but it won't matter. Jackie gets the kill, and that one hurts. That one hurts a lot.
This lift from the Rubik is just making it so easy for FBZ to combo people. Doing those spears, pre-spearing before the arena, just landing it perfectly. FBZ is such a Mars specialist, and now that opens up Roshan. With Lifesteal dead, yeah, there is no window here for T1 to try and break on into the pit. They're gonna have to give this one up. Maybe they could go for a seal of Ember in the neighborhood, but that's not even the case. So
Boom playing really good here. Got AC done on Kunkka. They're all over it. Anything else that is coming out soon that might sort of change their fortune slightly? That looks like the Halberd's completed now on the Zeno. But yeah, it feels like it has to just be a good fight around like a Warlock ulti.
Yeah. The Marci Blink gives them a bit more playmaking and initiation of their own. The issue is it just seems like Boom are getting better vision now. Like they've, with this, you know, stolen plague wards and stuff, they've got their own kind of vision game going. They've got all this pressure on the map now. So really it's a game where maybe T1 can make something happen if they're the one getting the jump of the Marci, but Boom, unlike T1, have much better save. Like this Cold Embrace is pretty good at keeping heroes alive. The chain stun isn't there. Like you dispose somebody, there's no follow-up stun, so they can almost always get their BKBs off on the Boom side.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
Smoked up now around this tier 2 tower. Smoke breaks on Gabby. Catches eyes right at the beginning on Ursa, trying to bring down Jackie. Force staff keeping him alive, and the ward on ward battle is very annoying. Tim's keeping good vision in the area, and they just back out, and that's a big smoke play for nothing.
Yeah. Boom, like, you know, they could consider sticking around, trying taking a fight, but they're just like, they know there's 5 heroes up there trying to catch them out. They're just like, okay, let's just go farm multiple lanes, farm their ancients. We can just continue to outfarm them.
And I don't know if they have another smoke ready or not. I think that was their last one on T1, so even though they had good vision over there for a moment, it's not going to matter. Another telekinesis. FBZ misses the spear, though. Okay, Cuckoo gets a good ulti off. Gabby trying to chase him down, looking for a bash, trying to find it, but not able to get it. Muji also gets away. It looked like he was missing on the Lifestealer, and now Jackie looks like he's also going to manage to escape. So, oh god, that one, they wanted more out of that one.
Yeah, it looked like that's the fight T1 have been waiting for. Like, you need to, you know, hope that something like that happens where the Ember doesn't quite get comboed and chain stun down. So looking for more. Zephyr tried to get a Blink Dispose off, but just couldn't quite connect. Tim's just being such a pesk in these fights. And you know, Wyvern was kind of the priority before. It may just become Tim's because of how much control he brings to the table. That telekinesis setup is just the bane of T1's existence right now. Anybody getting caught in that is getting instantly comboed up by the Mars.
Well, I mean, the other thing that we're seeing is this issue of having the force staffs. It's so good against these, like, I mean, what is essentially a single target initiation from Marci. They don't have another way to punish, and if it's only one out, this force staff is easy.
Yep, so true. Force staff. got multiple of them. Like, usually you're the ones buying 4-staff against Ursa. It's the same deal with the lifesteal, though. If you can kite him with these 4-staffs and save your teammates, like, lifesteal is not good at finishing off these heroes. It's very much like he wants this long, drawn-out fight. It's kind of where lifesteal shines, but you still need to deal some damage, even if it's slowly over time. But you're not doing that when heroes are 4-staffing away from your rage, and then you can't keep fighting when rage is on cooldown because of the control on Boom's side.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
At the very least, for the side of T1, they will trade off towers. Tier 2 tower, down bottom
Radiant's
taken,
bottom tower
as well as the top from Boom. And
Dire's middle tower
we'll see
is
what
under
this
attack.
translates into. It's a 7,000 gold lead. It's starting to become pretty evident, this disparity between Gabby and Jackie in terms of the items they're able to get right now. And this next one with the Monkey King bar will be very, very hard to deal with.
Yeah, he's kind of at that point where he's got enough utility with the Basher, the survivability BKB, where he can now actually get an MKB. And it's kind of the time where you want to get. Usually lifesteal level 19, you know that evasion talent's coming out, so he's almost like preemptively getting MKB just to deal with that evasion talent.
Right. Zephyr tried to jump there, but wasn't able to find the dispose afterwards. So far, very clean stuff from Boom. Likely gonna wait for that next Aegis, I would imagine, and that's one where it starts to become even better for Ursa if you can get that shard off of it for free.
Definitely a good chance. I mean, T1 aren't just going to let it go down without a fight. I think last time it was, you know, there was a pick-off on the lifestealer, which led to a free Roshan, but T1 themselves have hit most of their key item timing. They don't want to just keep letting this game drag and give away free Roshas.
Yeah, it does feel like they need to make a move at some point here. And definitely taking a fight around that pit will be one of the avenues that they go for. Tim's is just so free this game to do whatever he wants.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
He's just on his own, like nuking out a wave mid. Like the Marci tries to punish, but just can't quite get on top of him fast enough. A lot of the Radiant Vision is a big part of the reason why. So they finally find the ward in their jungle, which has been there. That was almost like about to expire. It'd been there so long.
Dude, he's got freaking rage. He's going into the Aghanim shard afterwards with this Philly. Tim's is having a game.
Yep. Yeah, the telekinesis save is going to feel really nice. I feel like somebody gets disposed, you can just kind of pull him back to safety. And it feels like they're getting a whole lot scarier. Like Hex coming up on Kunkka, going to give you ways to maybe burst down a lifesteal before he pumps rage. FBZ with a refresher queued up. He's a little bit of a ways away from it, but we've seen what he can do on this hero many, many a times. And with the refresher, his teamfight control is going to be so hard to answer.
Well, 32 minutes in, Lifestealer has finished the AC, so getting items to catch up with Kunkka a little bit. T1 needing to make some type of an answer to this. They're gonna have a Shiva's completed pretty soon onto Ember, so another one of these like healing reduction oriented abilities. Also obviously attack speed stuff, very nice against the Ursa, but he's going towards that Abyssal Blade. And Carl also likely needs to save for buyback here, I imagine. Maybe, I don't know, maybe he just buys out for the Shivas. It's tough to tell. It looks like he's going to.
Yep. He's just buying anything we can get. T1 want to have, you know, put themselves with the most firepower for the potential Roshan fight, which can be coming up in the next 1 to 4 minutes.
Smoke up. Boom. Looking for an opening. Yopaj, he's gonna run right past Gabby here. They see Gabby. It started the same way before. The telekinesis from downtown, they missed, but they find the Hex. Warlock. Oh, Gabby tries to get out. He gets knocked away. Oh no, and stolen. Oh, Tim's, why did you have to do it to him like that? Oh, T1, they didn't stand a chance.
Oh, right into the meat grinder. They just got shredded there. Holy moly, that was just brutal. As they just get eaten alive. They going on the lifesteal, and he almost gets the infest onto his teammate. We'll see it again here. Every single time they pull him. Actually, the spear missed, but it didn't matter because they had the Hex. So a bit of, even with a mis-execution, Boom still just completely demolished that team fight.
And Tim's does that all right. Like he starts it with the telekinesis from you know, 20,000 range away and then ends it with the golem.
Yeah.
Oh, yikes. 2-1. I mean, and part of it is just the really good draft that Boom has put together, and they've been playing so solidly, and now gonna head on up, take down the entire mid-racks, looking to take the tier 3 top as well.
Is under attack. Dire's structures.
I mean, we haven't seen much of the Kunkka, but when Yopaj bring it back, I feel like not since like 2 or 1 with Yopaj Boom playing Kunkka much, and making this, reminding people, and this hero is still around and still very, very viable.
My goodness. Wild. Yeah, I think the Hex that you talked about, getting that right there, because I don't think they get that kill with the mid spear if they don't have the Hex follow-up, and that's where, you know, net worth can just outplay a little bit of miscoordination.
Yeah, it was one of those ones where I think every other telekinesis before that one, he just held them in place, and this time he pulled lifesteal towards them, so they won't, I don't think they'll make that mistake again.
Not again. Not again. Not like this. They do it again. Doesn't matter. They still got him. Oh, wait, hold on. Witcher's Curse, though. A little bit of a mix-up there. Oh, Gabby still just drops. Whitemon in trouble. The golem is coming. It cometh upon all of ye. T1. They all dropped. Tim stealing every ultimate in the game pretty much right now. As 4 are dead again. They did lose the Ursa, but it is a small price to pay. Is Yopaj dead? He's dying. Yopaj ends up dying to the Veno. Okay.
That's something. They lose Yopaj. They also, I mean, they lost their mid and their carry. Somehow that ended up okay-ish for T1. I mean, it's still a 4 for 2 with only Ember surviving, but, you know, they'll take it.
Jeez. I mean, it's an interesting one. I mean, that's the power of Veno, I guess. If you manage to get that ulti off, if you can, you know, throw a spear vessel onto somebody, it's going to bring them down to almost dead. But this burst that you just see from Boom, it's so hard to deal with. Yeah, Roche respawning.
The good news is there's no more chaotic offering on Rubik, but now instead he's got Poison Nova, so from one ulti to another, with all the spell amp that he's packing as well, like this is pretty brutal.
That is a ton of damage, isn't it? How much spell amp is? I don't even know how much that ends up being. It won't let me alt it, but regardless, T1. Now here's an interesting point. You see the Roche is up. 10 seconds till Ursa. I feel like they're so invested. They gotta make some type of play for this.
Yeah, they just don't have the damage to kill Roche quick enough. These heroes are probably going to respawn. They want to try and force a fight before they respawn, but what a curse.
Winner's Curse right on top. They move on in. Going to invest, keep them alive. Marci down low. Second round of the refresher. They get the ulti off from Sims. Now the goal drop down from Whitemon. Cuckoo low. Cuckoo going to die. Jackie there to clean up, and well, as you said, they respawned and they took the fight.
Yeah, they're trying to force it so hard, but you're just running from low ground to high ground when your enemy has a ward. They have vision. Mushi is ready with the curse. They don't finish him off during it, but it sets up like 3 hero, 4 hero curse. They keep him alive with the infest, but that just means FBZ gets a double arena on absolutely everybody. And you buy enough time for Ursa to respawn. He comes in, he gets some cleanup action. It was just, you know, kind of a Hail Mary from T1 where they just had to run in blind. And I mean, there were some questions about how Mushi would play on this Wyvern. I mean, it's definitely not been like completely flawless from him, but he's been really solid. Definitely have enjoyed some of his plays this game.
And all of these items that he's building to try and help out his team from whatever they need. He's got the pipe done now on top of, you know, the Force Staff. So any type of disables that are there, he's going to be able to help his team out. And man, 24,000 gold lead. Boom. You know, it was looking better from T1, but the story remains the same.
Yep. Definitely a more competitive game, one where it doesn't feel like there's any kind of outdraft. This is the, you know, Boom just showing that they are the better team right now.
Bold and sweet.
Outplaying T1, making all the right mid-game moves, securing Roshan, winning these team fights just with clutch plays and great initiations too.
Now trying to put the nail in the coffin here towards the end. Level 25 Ursa pressuring out each of these lanes. And Tim's decides he had dreams of an Aghanim Scepter, instead went for the Octarine Core. The classic, you know, support item when you have a lot of gold.
Yeah, he's having fun.
So one last gasp here. We'll see if T1 can hold it off. I mean, again, Golem Fatal Bonds with Cuckoo damage. It's strong, it's deadly. But not sure if it's going to be enough this time. We'll have to see.
Got to keep it out of Tim's hands. Big one. Don't let him get these Poison Novas, these Chaos Offerings. But they're going to be put under the pressure here with an Aegis in hand. Got to imagine Boom will at least consider going for the ending play here on the high ground here. They don't have Kunkka with them. Yopaz is just chilling in the jungle. Looks like he wants to finish his next item before they take this fight.
What is his next item? Is he going Refresher?
Refresher or Lincoln?
Yeah.
Where's his courier? Refresher.
It's over. Yeah. Gotta love it.
Oh yeah. They're going for like the mother of all team fights, you know. Refresher Mars, Refresher Kunkka. You've got Wyvern, you've got Rubik stealing spells. And Timeless Relic even coming out. Oh boy.
Yeah, that's, I mean, Ags would be cool too, but this will work. Mushi scouts out. It's an arcane rune on that top side. Boom, ready to go. Start building the little collection of Veno wards. And battle. Wait a minute. Jumps in, finds one. Golem afterwards. Have enough. Yopaj, FPC right on top of Carl, trying to kill him off. The stun is there, more than enough for the finish, as they won't lose anybody but Mushi, who buys back and now is ready to go for another round of it. Zephyr disposed, but they got him. Tim's right on top. And there for the finish.
Kunkka just pops his Refresher for the double hex, just to make sure they kill the Ember there. He had the Arcane Rune too, so his Refresher's not even got that long of a cooldown.
And they find him again. Gabby, although another spear mix-up with the telekinesis. Ulti right on top. Gonna land afterwards, and nowhere to rage, nowhere to go. Zephyr tries to dispose. It wasn't meant to be. As they move in for another kill. Roll back in the Warlock. He's gonna be hexed as well. Nowhere left to go, as Boom are gonna take this series 2-0 over Team 1. GG call.
Very convincing, Lyrical, I gotta say. Boom, like game one, like much better draft. They just completely crushed them. This game, you know, I think Boom's draft, we